Hi, welcome back. My name is Mariah. Today I have very exciting news for me and maybe you as well if you watched my first video. I mentioned I have a snake who has not arrived because of the winter. It was too cold to safely ship him to me. However, he is going to be shipped to me today and I should receive him tomorrow. So that means I need to get his tub ready so that by the time he gets here, everything is acclimated so I can just set him right on in and make sure he's comfy. I thought it might be interesting to kind of document what I do for a tub and go from there. So I'm gonna show you my process of getting a tub ready for a new snake. Okay, we're in my bathroom to show you what I'm working with. I have two somewhat deep Tupperwares, essentially, storage totes. What I'm gonna first do, sorry it's so shaky, first I'm going to expand the Eco Earth. I mentioned once I prefer a cocoa fiber. I feel like they hold moisture really well and it adds a little bit of pizzazz for my snakes to dig through. I will admit normally I do the PetSmart brand, but this was the same price and they were out. So we're starting with that. What I need is for each brick, there's 3 in here, you do need a gallon of water. Now these say spring water, they're actually just tap water with Reptisafe. Sorry for my hand, that's all from doing my makeup. I am not rotting from the inside out. These were spring water, which is safe for reptiles, but I just reuse the actual gallon jugs because why not? Reptisafe works pretty well for me in my experience. So I will go ahead and get this open and we'll get started making some substrate. All right, I ought to open this brick. You might be able to see it is compressed from the side, not necessarily the top. So instead of laying them flat, I like to have them on their sides. Sometimes they float and it can't be helped, but it's going to spread out. And so we're gonna try to see if it'll stay like that. It might not. Basically though, I've got my 2 gallons, I've got my 2 bricks, I've got my 2 setups. I'm just gonna fill it with water. Now they say 30 minutes for it to fully expand. For whatever reason, sometimes it'll take longer, sometimes a little bit less time. It's not an exact science, but that's okay. Oh yeah, they're not gonna stand up, but that's all right. What I am gonna do though is get these guys going, and then when we come back to them, we should have plenty of substrate. Now I am normally can make 1, and depending on the cage, that's plenty. However, Calamari is a big boy, so he is going in a Christmas tree tub for reference. That is gonna require probably 1.5, and I'll use the extra substrate to plush up and freshen up some of my other snakes. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the tub next. As you might remember, this is my current layout for my snakes. That bottom tub right there is going to be Calamari's. For reference, Pesto's tub for her is pretty huge. His tub is humongous. All right, I've got Calamari's tub out. As you might see, I actually have the holes. There we go. The holes are pre-drilled. That is for his ventilation, so he can breathe, get good air in and out. And that bottom spot right there, I'm actually going to be installing his heat mat. The reason I'm putting it on the wood and not on the tub is twofold. 1, I don't want that tub getting too hot. 2, it's a lot easier to move a tub in and out when it's not attached to a wire. So putting it there creates a stable heat spot. In case you're curious, that's Poet. He likes to be involved. So let's go ahead and get that heat mat ready for him. Something I'll show you as well is this is not a name brand heat mat. It looks really similar to the Zoo Med ones. It's not. I got it off of Amazon for I think 25 bucks and it's pretty huge. Let's look at it comparatively. That should do a really good job heating that tank up to make sure that it is satisfactory for Calamari. So let me go ahead and I'm going to stick it on where I want it and I'll show you that placement as well. All right, It's right there. As you can see, that'll be the hot side, cool side. That is some water damage. It's still perfectly stable. I have my hot sides lined up over here for Pesto, along the back for the babies, and in the center for these two, and their cold sides are on either end. It's a pretty efficient little system. What I'm gonna do next is I'm going to go over what I have in the tank for him. So it's been about an hour. It says that they only need 30 minutes, but I give it an extra 30 minutes to soak all the liquid up. It is dirt now, which is fantastic for my purposes. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into the tub. All right, here is what I've got. This is going to be pretty simplistic. I have the substrate in there, so he has stuff he can move around, hang out in. That's gonna be water bowl. As you can see, it's pretty tall because he's a big boy. And then we have also his hide and some leaves. They look a little pathetic, but I don't want to have too much in there to overwhelm him. Most of my snakes I have had shorter term, and it's been kind of ironing out the basics of how to get them their needs met. So I will actually be experimenting with some different ways to add enrichment to their tubs as well to see how that goes. Now that is how I have his setup, and it is all ready for him when he gets home. All right, that is going to be his setup for now. Like I might have mentioned, I am playing around with how to make my tubs a little bit more enriching, because even though I do check on my snakes morning and evening, I do want to make sure I'm meeting all of their needs for stimulation. So I may have a video coming up about an arts and crafts that you can do for your snakes if you're interested in that as well. Just to be clear, I do plan on quarantining him. In his quarantine tub, it is the same tub, not the one obviously full of dirt, but I have 3 of those. He'll be in a second one that will have a paper towel to make sure that there are no mites, monitor his first poop, make sure that everything is healthy and good, and then he'll be added to that tub. I wanted to get it started though, because then with the environment the way that I plan to keep it, I am able to monitor that the heat distributes properly, and if not, I'm able to resolve that. I'm able to make sure that everything is kosher essentially. But that's me getting ready for Calamari. Like I mentioned, he is going to be here tomorrow. I am super stoked. I do plan on filming unboxing him, so that'll probably be my next video next week. If you're interested and excited to see him like I am, tune in and we'll get that going. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.